So for a start, looking back at last week, did you get what you wanted to get from that match?
Yes, we did. I was very, very pleased overall with the performance. So certainly our attacking performance, Sharon. I thought we played really smart and made some really good decisions, and we executed some really good skill as well. So I thought there was some really strong performances from certain individuals throughout the game, but definitely very, very, very pleased with the overall attacking performance. A little bit disappointed with a couple of elements of the game, but look, it was our first hit out as a group, and after what's been a pretty challenging pre-season for the boys, getting them ready, and we're still in pre-season. I think we just need to make that clear too. We are still in pre-season, so we still have that sort of mentality at the moment. The season doesn't start till March, but I think for our first hit out, you can only play what's in front of you, and I thought we were very, very smart and very clinical in how we went about our business last week.
And a good opportunity for you to see some of the new combinations because you brought in new players in action.
Yeah, well, that was right. It was good to see some of the new players there. Nick Williams in the halves. He's done some great work and produced some good work throughout training at pre-season. I wanted to have a look at him there and how that fitted. We'll have a look at Will Dagger at fullback and see how that sort of works with Liam Harris and Nick there. And I had a little bit of look at Cunningham and Ngannou into that loose forward role to see that style of play, how that fits for us and works for us. So yeah, again, and this is what I guess part of this sort of campaign for the next few weeks is going to be all about. It's about experimenting with different people in different positions to have a look to see, or to help us as coaches, make the right decisions come round one of the competition in March, and also an opportunity to have a look at everybody as well. It's important that we give everybody that opportunity to get some game time through these cup competitions, and that's not. We're not disrespecting the Cups by any stretch of the imagination. We'll certainly be going out there to put our best foot forward and win every game, but it's also equally important that we get to see where our players are currently at. For some of our younger players to have a look and see, well, where are they currently at? What do we need to do to help them on their development journey? Also to have a look and, like I said, experiment with some different people in different positions and to get that understanding of, okay, this is what we feel is going to be our best team. This is going to be, our style of play moving forward that we're happy with. Worked on, and it's come to fruition nicely on the field in these games, so let's roll with it.
How much is that you only learn about where your players are by seeing them in a game situation that you wouldn't necessarily see on a training pitch? Yeah,
well, the difference is once you play is you're under pressure, so you can try and replicate at training as many sort of different sort of scenarios and put your players under pressure to a certain degree, but nothing beats the real thing. So and that's where you learn a lot about where certain individuals are currently at, and also collectively as a team where the team's at. So it's great that we've got almost effectively anywhere from 3 to 6 games, depending on how far we go in respective competitions, leading into round one. So I think from a pre-season campaign point of view, I think it's ideal preparation.
So how different a challenge will it be this week against a side like Wakefield?
Well, it presents a totally different challenge. We're ultimately coming up against a Super League side, as we know. They've got a very good roster at their disposal, and obviously still operating full time as a Super and with a Super League program. So, yeah, look, we're under no false illusions that we're going to be challenged, but it's one that we're relishing and we're excited about, and I think the fans will be excited about. I think Wakefield will bring a great travelling support as well, which will create a great atmosphere accompanied with our home fans, and like I said, we're going to. There's be some players there getting an opportunity this week that we can have a look at and see where they're at and test themselves against this level and standard of teams. So but I'm confident that whatever 17 goes out there for us this week, they'll certainly give a good account of themselves.
In a bigger picture, how much do you enjoy putting yourself against a coach such as Darryl Powell?
Yeah, it's not about me. I never look at it like that. For me, it's more about the players. It's always been about the players for me. Me as a coach personally, I just love to see my players, become better players, better people. I love to see them achieve things that they maybe thought they couldn't. That's really rewarding for me. And to get those opportunities, I just want my players to have those opportunities, which they've got to earn, and they know that, to play on the big stage, against the best teams and the best players, and be able to challenge themselves. There's nothing more rewarding when you see a teams that you coach and players that you coach, like I said, achieve things and get to experience those moments, because they're few and far between in your rugby league career. And I've been fortunate to be part of some of those experiences in my time as a player and a coach. And I'd love to see my players do achieve more than I ever did, and get to experience that, because it's awesome. So for those guys that will get an opportunity to test themselves, some players may not have played against this sort of level of opposition too often. So it'd be a great opportunity for those guys. But again, it's coaching against the coaches. It's you don't look at that. You just look at how can we prepare our players as best we can to obviously combat what we're coming up against, and you just got to hope you get the tactics right and hope that the players are prepared well enough and in the right mindset to go there and deliver.
So will you give some players game time this week that maybe didn't feature last week?
Yes, we will be. Yeah, there'll be a few changes there to have a look at. So, like I said before, this is we're still in our pre-season for me, and we deliberately didn't play any friendlies, and we're not saying we're treating these like friendlies. They're competitive fixtures, so our mindset is different towards it. But again, we are still using it as an opportunity to experiment with a few different things, and obviously ensure that we give all our players an opportunity to get some game time, so we can assess our players where they're at, where we see them fitting in this team leading into the season.
With that in mind, using it in that sort of way, does it bring a benefit of you get that extra intensity because there's something at stake and it isn't just a pre-season friendly? Yeah,
it probably does. I think it probably does change the mindset slightly for players, and probably certain for me as a coach as well. You sort of, I think with friendlies, there's a lot of variables in friendlies. You can have unlimited interchange. You can have as many on the bench as you like. There's different sort of, I suppose, aspects to those friendly games. You might try something maybe that you might not back yourself in a game to do and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different variables for me in friendlies, and it doesn't always give you a true indicator. Whereas at least when you're playing a competitive fixture, there's a bit more at stake. So, I do think that would have a different mindset to that. Like the players will have a different mindset going into that, knowing that there's something at stake there and something potentially that we can earn off the back of. So,
Did everyone come through last week without any? You didn't pick up any injuries, did you, at Newcastle?
Yeah, well, not nothing that we've a couple of bumps and bruises as you do, but nothing too serious, we hope. So but like you said, like anything, it's the first hit out for a certain number of people, and like I said, we've come through okay. And
finally, a new signing on the horizon coming in on loan.
Yes, there will be. So yes, Charlie Severs, we've attained his services from Hull FC. So it's something that we were, Clint and I were discussing a little while back, and it was someone we've had our eye on potentially to come into the squad, and we just feel now's the right time to sort of start to integrate Charlie into our organisation. So we're thankful to Hull FC and Tony Smith and James Clark for allowing that to happen now. I just thought, with the season starting in March, we've sort of left him to be with Hull FC to do his thing, and we just thought if the opportunity was able to happen now to bring him in, to give him a few weeks lay-in time, then help him integrate within the organisation, within the team, and get to know the players and our systems and structure. We thought that'd be great now. So I mean the good thing for Charlie, is he's going to get probably now 4 to 6 weeks leading into the season with us. Obviously he won't play and feature in the Challenge Cup games because he'll be cup tied. So that's an agreement we've had with Hull. But to have him now be able to come into training and be part of us now, is great. I think will help him and also help us.
And what is it about Charlie Severs that's attracted you to him?
Well, there's a few things. Obviously, he's a local lad. And we've made that very, very clear as a club that if there's local-based York talent available, then we're not afraid to have a look at bringing them in. But again, it doesn't mean that we're just opening the doors to York-based players. I mean, they have to have a level of ability and a level of talent and a level of commitment too, to earn the right to be in part of this organisation and this club. But but Charlie ticks all of those boxes. He ticks the character test. And also playing ability-wise, I think he's a talented individual. He's still at a great young age. But I'm excited about his athleticism. He's a great line runner. Defensively he's effective and solid, and there's areas of his game that we look forward to try and working on with him and to improve. But ultimately, it's another body for us. It's another, I suppose, adding another competition for places to us, and a bit more strength and depth for us as well. So, really, really excited to have Charlie on board and looking forward to working with him.
Henderson, obviously a really impressive win on Saturday evening against Newcastle. What have you learnt from that match?
Well, what I learned from it was, we've got the ability to play with skills and smarts. I thought we executed some really good quality play that afternoon or that evening, and like I said, I was very, very impressed with some of the decisions that we made, with the ball. I thought we played, in the right areas at the right times, and like I said, executed some really good quality skill, and I think we showed a ruthlessness about us as well. We were clinical, so that were the sort of key things for me. It takes a lot of discipline as well as a group to stick to task and continue to do what you're doing, because I think in those games they tend to have a nature when you're sort of winning so comfortably at half time. They tend to, and you've probably experienced it yourself, Gabriel, where games go scrappy in the second half because people just kind of go off and away from the plan and off script, and start overplaying and chancing things, and then it becomes, errors start occurring, and it just becomes a scrappy sort of, disappointing second half. But what I liked about us on the weekend was, we had a really strong first half, and then we just continued it with that theme in the second half and progressed it. And I was just really, really pleased with what we did with the ball. A couple of areas that we needed to fix up there around the start of the game. I thought we come out really slow, and we got sort of caught on the hop a little bit, and obviously conceding in the final play of the game too was a bit disappointing as well. So there's a couple of bits there that we could have been a bit better and tidier with, but I can't be too critical of the team. To score 100 points against anybody at any level is no mean feat. So pleased with a lot of individuals in that performance.
And scoring over 100 points as well, how much of a boost has that been to the Knights' confidence?
Yeah, absolutely, and certainly doesn't hurt our for and against, especially in this competition, in the 1895 Cup, as we're aware. Obviously everybody that wins the group goes through to the quarterfinals, and there's only one opportunity for a team that finishes second to go through to the quarterfinals. So we're hopeful that hopefully we can get a result this week against Wakefield, and we're not having to think about that. But if the latter happened and we didn't get the result we desired or the outcome on Sunday, then we'd like to think that we hopefully have now got enough points in the bag to secure that second place finish potentially.
Perhaps a bit of a surprise inclusion on Saturday. Harvey Reynolds scored in his professional debut. How impressed were you with him?
Oh, really, really impressed. He's a young player that we've given an opportunity to, and we gave an opportunity to a number of young players in the close season. And Harvey was someone, when I looked at him, I liked the way he moved. He looks very balanced, a good athlete. He's got some really good qualities to his game, and I think has really progressed in our environment in this pre-season, and he's done enough to earn an opportunity to make his professional debut with us on Sunday, which was great. So I was really, really pleased to see the progression he's made in our pre-season training, but also to see it in a live scenario, and I thought he didn't look out of place with us on Sunday. I was really, really pleased for him.
You spoke about some of the about everyone getting through Saturday without injuries and completely fine. How are the longer-term absentees sort of going on, the likes of Levi Edwards and Bailey Antrobus? Yeah,
they're doing great, mate, at the moment. So Levi Edwards and Bailey Antrobus, they're on track at the moment. Obviously, they're going to be back mid-season, so I can't give you a definitive date. But in terms of where they're at in their rehab programs, they're ahead of schedule, so they're going good. The medical team are doing a great job there with those guys. Ronan Michael's progressing well. He's back into training now, and he will probably become available just before the start of the championship season. So he seems to be on point with that at the moment. Josh Daly should be available in the next couple of weeks. We're sort of not far off now from having most people back in the frame.
Wakefield set to bring over 1,000 fans to the LNER on Sunday? Sunday, yeah.
Yep.
Is it a case of asking your players to sort of play into the atmosphere then? Because it should be obviously a fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about enjoying it, isn't it? We're focused on performance and delivering a performance that meets our standings as a group. We have certain areas of our game that we want to make sure we execute and deliver to a high standard. So that will be our focus. But also, we've got to enjoy the occasion, enjoy the atmosphere, absolutely. And I'm sure it's going to be a great crowd and a great atmosphere. It will feel like a bit of a big game experience for a lot of our players, which is great because they've got to get that experience. Especially as we know, our aspiration is to be a Super League club one day, and they've got to get accustomed to playing in front of bigger crowds and the pressure and the energy that comes with that as well from that. So it'll be a great experience all round for everybody that's involved.
Will you be taking the opportunity to have a catch-up with Danny Kermond?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, Kermo's a great bloke, and obviously, really enjoyed working with him last year. And obviously, for reasons B, he's decided to take an opportunity at Wakefield, which is understandable. And I certainly wish him well, and I just hope that his coaching career progresses the way he wants it to, and I'm sure he'll add value to that club at Wakefield there, no doubt about it. Michael Shenton's another guy that I played with at Castleford over a number of years and got a good relationship with, so looking forward to catching up with him as well.
Last thing from me, you've had your Challenge Cup draw. What are your thoughts on that, obviously, Dewsbury Rams?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a tough test. Dewsbury, I know at their place, are a dogged side that that will compete. They won't go away, and like I said, we'll go there with a team that we'll go there to try and win the game. Obviously, you know what I mean. So, but like I've alluded to, we will be making changes throughout these cup sort of competitions with making sure everybody gets an opportunity to play minutes and we can have a look at them. So, no, they'll be a tough proposition. We know from experience in the Challenge Cup, form goes out the window. It's a one-off game. It's knockout rugby league. And again, we're playing in a different environment there at Dewsbury. It's a small pitch. They know how to play that pitch very, very well, and we're going to have to adapt our game slightly to combat that. So, but yeah, like I said, we're focusing on Wakefield at the moment. Get that one out of the way, and then we can move on to Dewsbury. But looking forward to that next competition, the Challenge Cup.